they are who we thought they were.
Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the Sunshine State's only true sports talk radio show where we focus on the teams and the topics important to you, the sports fan in Florida. We are Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. I am Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, the sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. He is Kravitz, Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media, the prodigy of production, primetime Jaden Grimes. He's the executive producer, making us sound really, really fine today. We are coming to you live from Orlando, from Jacksonville, from Tallahassee, and all points in between on the iHeart Radio app and the YouTube machine. Hope everybody had a great President's Day. It's not President's Day. It's President Day because there's only one president, and that's me, the greatest president of all time, Donald J. Trump. How was that Trump impression, Craig?
It got better as it went along. I thought it started a little weak, but it made its way there. Good to be back on the airwaves, and it was a very relaxing 4 days for me. Took the Bright Line with the family for the first time. I had taken it by myself. 6-year-old, by the way, huge hit. Riding a train for 2 hours. I mean, I got a little antsy there in the final 30 minutes, but for the most part, a good experience. Then we went to the zoo in West Palm Beach.
Wow.
Yeah. Been a while since I've had a tiger look at me through the pane of glass. Like, you're lucky that glass is there. These things look at you like you are lunch.
Have you ever gone to the Sanford Zoo?
I've been to the Sanford Zoo a few times. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Is this one much better?
It was a little bit better, but they did not have a giraffe. The Sanford Zoo does have a giraffe. That's always a big hit with the kiddos. But this one, Mike, have you ever heard of a capybara?
No.
They got those. And I had to go up to one of the attendants because it's a cute animal. You don't see it very much. I'm not sure what it's native to, but I went up to one of the attendants. I said, "Where is it?" And they said, "Oh, they like to hide behind the trees." And I'm like, "Get rid of the trees then. Okay, this is the zoo. I want to see the animals. This isn't. Where's Waldo?"
You know, Krabs, I've been to the San Diego Zoo, the greatest zoo maybe in the world.
Wow,
San Diego Zoo.
Very popular.
Yeah,
they got a little bit of everything.
We want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. You can text us on the Mills Air text line, or if you dare, you can enter the Rage Cage. And that's that little red talkback microphone at the top of the page on the iHeart app. Press that and rage away. Since we were off yesterday, we're going to treat this like a Monday. Champs and chumps from the long weekend. Meltdown Monday or ticked off Tuesday, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to rant and rave about, go ahead and do it on the text line or the talkback line. All right? You want to get to some highlights and headlines? Let's do it. Big news in Major League Baseball today. The Union Executive Director, the Players Association Chief Tony Clark, resigned today, leaving the union without its longtime leader less than a year before the expiration of the CBA. The resignation comes in the wake. I'm reading the story. Comes in the wake of the New York State government's ongoing investigation into the finances and dealings of the players' union, including questions about an organization known as One Team Partners, a multi-billion-dollar group licensing company part owned by the union, and another organization known as Players Way, a youth baseball initiative. All right, Clark is being accused of giving his daughter a high-paying cush job with One Team Partners, and is also accused of giving himself an equity stake in One Team. Kravitz, that sounds a little bit like a conflict of interest when the head of the union is giving his daughter a high-paying job and giving himself an equity stake in a multi-billion-dollar corporation, doesn't it?
A little bit, and that could be what has led to his resignation here. And from all accounts, he was doing a pretty good job. Baseball's known to have the strongest union among all the team sports in the continental U.S. So this was clearly something that he was not going to be able to get past, and greed comes after another one of us.
Yeah, and if ever there was a question that there's going to be a lockout come December 1 when the CBA runs out, I don't think there's any question. I mean, Major League Baseball is going to press for a salary cap, but the Players Union does not want that. There will be a lockout, Kravitz.
Yeah, it's just such a bad time for them to do this. I'm certainly no lockout expert, but it does seem like the teams are going to not the upper echelon teams, but the middle of the pack to the bottom of the pack, which is still the majority, are going to push for that, because right now it feels like parity is starting to fly out the window in baseball. It's always had its issues, but right now more than ever, with the rich teams getting richer, the sport, though, is thriving, and I think it would be a massive mistake, just like it was in the 90s when you had a work stoppage, a massive mistake timing-wise for them to do anything that disrupts the flow of play.
Absolutely. The UCF basketball team, what is happening tonight with a potential NC tournament bid lingering in the distance there? The UCF men take on TCU at home tonight. 2 weeks ago, Kravitz, we were acting like UCF was a lock to make the tournament. Now they've lost 3 in a row. Inexplicably, they blew a 14-point lead at home to West Virginia over the weekend, and now they're 6-6 in the conference. Kravitz, is it a stretch to say tonight is a time is nigh must-win game?
No, not at all. We thought that this team was in a prime position to make the tournament. They were flirting with a top 25 spot in the overall ranking because of some big wins that they had, Texas Tech being the most notable of them. But when you lose 3 in a row, and a couple of those blowout losses and to teams that you're supposed to beat, losing to West Virginia at home, that's a bad loss. And that wipes away some of the resume building that they otherwise did. So I'm with it. I think that this becomes a must-win situation for the UCF Knights, who, by the way, Mike, home underdogs tonight against TCU. So it's a small number. It's 1.5, but still, before you look at that record for TCU and see another team that's 16-9, they're a game back or game and a half back from where UCF is. Don't just assume that UCF's going to go out there and win.
Some internet sleuths, including primetime Jaden Grimes, believe they have uncovered a burner account used by Kevin Durant, and the account's activity has raised a few eyebrows as far as Durant ripping teammates, former teammates, and the like. Kravitz, if American workers spent less time reading alleged tweets from Kevin Durant's alleged social media page, we'd be a lot more productive society. Why do we care about if Kevin Durant has burner accounts? Nobody even knows, right? Do they know that this is Kevin Durant's account?
No, I think it was something to the effect of there's a profile picture that's similar, as if that's not something that's easily just Googled and then placed into a profile. I don't.
Some owl. There's a photo of an owl or something that he uses quite frequently on his social media.
I think it's like his banner. If you go to the profile, is the same. I think Kevin Durant's a pretty smart guy. He's already been caught with the burner stuff. Would he be dumb enough to make his profile image the exact same for his account and for a burner account? I'm going to give him a little more credit than that. It's a fun conversation to have among sports fans, but it's mostly silly nonsense.
All right. What's not silly nonsense is the Miami Dolphins have released Tyreek Hill, ending the All-Pro wide receiver's 4-year run with the team. Hill turns 32 on March 1st. He's recovering from major season-ending knee injury last year. New general manager with the Dolphins, John Eric Sullivan. New head coach, Jeff Hafley. Cutting Hill was one of several moves the Dolphins are making to overhaul their roster. They also cut offensive lineman James Daniels, receiver Nick Westbrook Ikine. Is that how you say it? Ikine. And they also informed two-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Bradley Chubb. He will be gone as well. Kravitz, we're going to get into this a little bit deeper, but I'm predicting the Dolphins to be 3-13 next year.
Well, I can't necessarily blame you for that prediction.
I'm sorry, 3-14.
Right. You forgot about the extra game, but tomato on the Dolphins win-loss in terms of their ledger next season. I get it. They clean house. There's not a lot of talent there. Call me a fool. I remain somewhat optimistic for the Miami Dolphins come next season. Why in the world would I feel that way? Well,
you've been talking to O.J. McDuffie too much.
I think O.J. and I are realists at the end of the day. How bad should we expect this team to be next season? Find out when we return from this commercial break.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
This is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. You know how every championship team builds from the inside out. Strong line, strong defense, strong foundation. Well, your home's defense works the same way. And here in Florida, that defense better be ready for heat, humidity, and howling winds. That's why I'm telling you about Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim Impact Windows. These things are built like an elite all-pro left tackle, engineered to withstand high-velocity impact, flying debris, and the kind of storms we know all too well. And they're made with exclusive Fibrex material, twice as strong as vinyl, so they won't warp or crack over time. Right now, it's free window February. Buy 4 replacement windows or patio doors, get the 5th free, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. That's like getting a first-round draft pick without giving one up. It's a smart way to boost comfort, protection, and energy efficiency all at once. Offer ends February 28th, so get going. Restrictions apply. So whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or in Jacksonville, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets quality.
The City Beautiful now has a new team that we can all rally behind. The MLV champs, the Orlando Valkyries. Fast, loud, flying above the net, nonstop entertainment. Professional women's volleyball is one of the best live sports out there, and we've got a game head section that you can be a part of. Just email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com. Bring your friends, bring the family, bring the noise, and head coach Amy Pauley will bring the dubs. It's the Valkyries, Orlando's pro volleyball team, right here in our backyard.
Accident, Seminole County, I-4 eastbound before Lake Murray Boulevard. The center lane of the off-ramp there is blocked. Crash, I-4 eastbound at 1792, left lane blocked there. And a slow ride, I-4 westbound between the beach line and 535. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
How do we respond to lowball offers from insurance companies?
With relentless litigation. For the justice you're entitled to after an accident, you know who to call.
Make it a FARA fight. Fair and FARA.
Orlando.
Want to make the most of your tax refund? File with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it. With a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
This Saturday, Tractor Supply is throwing a farm bash. It's one big day of great deals and giveaways. Bring your leashed pets and animals and join the fun. Farm Bash, Saturday the 21st from 10 to 2 at your local Tractor Supply.
Orlando Magic basketball lives here on 96.9 The Game, and your game day Magic coverage is powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members with a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. IBEW Local 606 has been powering and serving Central Florida for over 75 years, and they are the dream team for electrical workers across this area. For more info, head to IBEW Local 606 and go Magic.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bad calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
Host an event they'll never forget at Crush Yard. Designed for group gatherings of all kinds, Crush Yard makes it easy to bring people together for team events, birthday parties, and milestone celebrations. With pickleball courts, great food and drinks, and flexible space to play or relax, everything comes together in one place. We handle the details so you can focus on your guests and enjoy the moment. It's an interactive, high-energy experience everyone will remember. Learn more at CrushYard.com.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word TRUST right now to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/fast. That's ethos.com/fast. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
This month, iHeartRadio is celebrating the stars of the 2026 Winter Games. Born and raised in Torrance, California, Chloe Kim returns to the halfpipe to make history. After dominating the last two Olympics, she drops into the Milano Cortina pipe, aiming for an unprecedented third consecutive gold medal. With her signature massive air and technical double corks, she remains the undisputed queen of the sport. Kim is ready to prove once again that the road to the podium goes through her. For more Winter Games gold, search Olympics on the iHeartRadio app.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I would say that it's more of an advantage being coached by the top coaches in college basketball than it is to be coached by those that are coaching G League squads. So where's the level of unfairness within this? I'm having a hard time finding that.
Because the European players haven't played college. Charles Bediako played college basketball, decided to go pro, and now 3 years later wants to come back to college. Why? Because he can make more money in college basketball than he can being a G League player, because he's obviously not good enough to make an NBA roster.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeart Radio app. It's UCF baseball on The Game as the Knights meet the Fighting Irish from Notre Dame with a 6 p.m. first pitch. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home for UCF sports. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app.
Hey, this is former Daytona 500 winner Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Ricky Stenhouse has won the Daytona 500. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Daytona 500 winner. Go!
And your drive just got better with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Our boy Ricky Stenhouse didn't win the Daytona 500 on Sunday, but he came in second. He was right there at the end. Had that game on karma working for him.
I was cheering for him, Mike. It's my heart.
You weren't even watching.
Yes, I was too watching. I love watching the last 5 laps of the race. All right, fine. It was the last 3, all right?
Maybe it was the last one.
All right, it was the last 2. All right, would you just give it up? I get it. Okay.
By the way, Buddy Pittman, our NASCAR insider, is going to join us at 5 o'clock to break down the race. Michael Jordan's team won the race. Tyler Reddick, driving for that 2311 race team, wins it, so we'll talk to Buddy about that. But right now, I want to talk about Brandon Kravitz and his fellow Dolphins fans. I feel bad for you, Kravs. I feel bad. I feel sad for you. I pity you and all the other Miami Dolphins fans. The Dolphins now are essentially cleaning house. It was announced yesterday they're cutting Tyreek Hill, Bradley Chubb, and some other players. I mean, when you look what they gave up for Tyreek Hill, I mean, a king's ransom, really. A first rounder, a second rounder, a stack of mid-round picks. Then they gave him the big $120 million contract. They flipped another first-round pick to Denver for Bradley Chubb. Followed that up with a $110 million extension. They gave Tua the $212 million contract, biggest contract in franchise history. And hell, they're probably going to part ways with him as well. That they haven't announced anything with that yet, but everybody's assuming that Tua is either going to be the highest paid backup in the history of the NFL or he's going to be cut by the Dolphins. And what do you have to show for it, Kravitz? 0 playoff wins. Not one. Not one playoff win. You guys have gone 25 years, 26 now, without a playoff win in Miami. And guess what? Tyreek Hill, Tua, Bradley Chubb, you still have no playoff wins in 26 years. I feel sad for you. I heard Daniels talking about this morning on the Beat of Sports. He said at least when Dwight Howard left, at least Dwight took the Magic to the finals, and Magic fans had that little bit of memory of something good happening. What do Dolphins fans have to remember Tyreek Hill and Tua for? What, a couple of big wins in September? Good God. What a waste. What a waste.
Yeah, they had that big comeback against the Ravens a couple of years ago. That was fun. Remember when they put up 70 on the Broncos?
Oh, yeah. I do remember that.
Those were the days. Those
were the days.
Well, here's the thing, Mike. 25 years of this, and I've grown very numb to it, as you well know. So this doesn't really impact me on an emotional level. I think if the Dolphins were to get good again, I would be reinvested emotionally. And this isn't me. I'm not the world's best fan that's out there. I love sports as a whole. I've become quite the avid sports bettor and all of these things. And I think the industry itself creates a more objective viewer of the landscape. So I understand that I am unique in that way, but I am still a sports fan at the end of the day. And I still don Dolphins memorabilia for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I just can't be emotionally attached to a team that offers me nothing in return every single year. This is a very one-sided relationship here, and there needs to be, in any relationship, there needs to be some reciprocity, and there's none of that. So thank you. I feel like it's all like I just give every year, and they don't give me anything back. So you have a couple of decisions you can make. You can either cheer for a different team, which as an adult, I'm 40 years old. You can't make these decisions. It's a loser thing to do unless you move to a different town. You got to stick with the team that you've been a fan of your whole life. Because if you don't, it's just a really weird thing to do. So I'm not going to do that. The other option is Don't give them any of your hard-earned money. Now, I might buy a Dolphins hat or a shirt, but I'm not going to go buy tickets to a game if you can't put a product on the field that's worth watching. Also, I don't have to watch you on Sunday. There's a million other options. There's the Red Zone channel. There's the Sunday Ticket. You can pick a different team to watch that you're not necessarily a fan of, but you just enjoy watching their football. So you don't have to feel like you don't have to live through the misery. There are options out there to live and enjoy football outside of that. That would be my mission statement to anybody out there, is if you're letting this team depress you, you're the problem, because they have shown you for decades now that they're not going to deliver on anything. Now, with all of that said, Mike, I do think that while this is a hard pill to swallow, Miami gives up a first and a second and some fourths and some more firsts and all of that. They get Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb, and it all leads to nothing. In some weird way, I expect them to be better because of this. As long as they get something somewhat league average, close to league average at quarterback play, or just something that's not embarrassing, I think them being a more meat and potatoes underdog that nobody believes in can actually curry them some favor. The Miami Dolphins have not done well historically with expectations or when they are built for glamour, because it's a glamour market and you can get caught in the lights. So my personal theory is, if the Dolphins operate like a low budget cold weather team, they might have a path to some success relative to expectation.
They're going to be irrelevant for the next couple of years at least, until they get a new quarterback in there, until they get some new weapons in there. I realize they still have Devon Achane and all of that, but if you have any sort of delusional outlook that the Dolphins are like going to make the playoffs in the next couple of years, I think you're just being delusional, really.
The NFL you can turn a roster over so frequently that I don't think we can project what this team's going to look like in 2028. Now, or 2027 even, but for 2026, I think they can just be not embarrassing. Can you just be the Saints, somewhere in between the Saints and the Colts? That would be a level of success for this football team.
That's what Al Davis once said, just be not embarrassing, baby. That's what he said.
That's a step in the right direction for the Dolphins. More Game On coming up right after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
It's not complicated, all right? Everybody knows that every championship team starts with a game plan. Doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, or baseball. Talent alone won't win you the title. You need strategy, you need coaching, you need somebody looking out for the big picture. That's exactly how I started thinking about my retirement. I've talked about Trajan Wealth for a while, but now I'm actually a client, and let me tell you, they made retirement planning simple. No pressure, no confusing jargon, just clear, honest advice from fiduciaries who put your goals first. I thought I had things in good shape until they gave me my plan a second look. Turns out there were some big opportunities I was missing. Now I've got a real financial game plan. I feel more confident, more prepared. I feel relieved, quite frankly. If you've ever wondered whether your plan could be better, get a second opinion. Build your own championship strategy with Trajan Wealth. Call Trajan Wealth today at 407-204-0300. Tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you, or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule your free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client, paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. Go and find them online easily, and don't stress about these pests anymore. It's burnpest.com.
Fix update. Team USA will be chasing the podium in men's slopestyle tomorrow as Redmond Gerard, Jake Cantor, and Oliver Martin compete in the final. Martin says he's looking forward to it.
And I'm just happy to be through in the final. It's really exciting.
Meanwhile, a busy Olympic schedule today. There are 9 medal events, and also figure skating resumes with a women's short program.
For NBC's live coverage from Italy, search Olympics on the free iHeartRadio app.
Score major deals on top brands at Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Find your dream mattress today. Their sleep experts are highly trained to find the right one to fit your unique needs. They make sleep easy.
The riders who face Daytona Supercross are built different. Withstanding the most unforgiving and grueling track is not just a point of pride, but of pure grit and determination. This battle can only be felt in person. Witness the action unfold at the only place in Florida where the biggest names will battle it out under the lights. Daytona Supercross is built different. It's built for champions. It's built for fans. The gate drops Saturday, February 28th. There's only one place to be. Secure your tickets and trackside access at DaytonaInternationalSpeedway.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Okay, get this. Now at Wendy's, you get to go biggie with new Biggie deals. That means going biggie with the $4 Biggie Bites, biggier with the $6 Biggie Bag, or biggiest with an $8 Biggie Bundle. So now you can choose and customize your Biggie deal. As you should. Sorry, I get fired up when I'm talking deals. More Biggie options so you can get more of what you really want at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
It's time to bet, win, and connect in 2026. If you think you know the market better than your friends and peers, Better Edge is the place to profit off of that advantage. Better Edge is a social betting marketplace trusted by over 35,000 bettors, including me. Better Edge is where I first discovered that you can actually churn a profit betting on sports. With the best odds and prices anywhere in the market, it's a no-brainer for sharp sports bettors. Use the promo code BeatBrandon at sign up for $20 upon your first arrival. It's betteredge.com or the Better Edge app.
Welcome to Embers Only on iHeartRadio Orlando, brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. Step inside the luxury cigar lifestyle with our Cigar of the Week. And man, this Cigar of the Week is awesome because this Deadwood brand from Drew Estate has become unbelievably popular. This week, it's the Girl with No Name Corona exclusive 4x6 double perfecto cigar, Maduro leaf wrapper, aged filler, and binders. Really unique smoking experience. Bold flavors of black pepper, roasted beef, wood. Starts off in nice and mild with that aged wood flavor. You're really gonna love it. Try it today, especially this price. Usually it's not $220 now, $195, almost 20% off. It's the Deadwood, the Girl Neck Corona exclusive, and it is your Cigar of the Week. Thanks so much for joining us, Embers Only. Cigar lifestyle, fine spirits, and relaxation. Wait at your nearest cigar. Downtown, Heathrow, Sand Lake, Sarasota, Tampa, and always online at coronacigar.com.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya, guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Substance use disorder and addiction is so isolating. And so, as a Black woman in recovery, hope must be loud. It grows louder when you ask for help and you're vulnerable. It is the thread that lets you know that no matter what happens, you will be okay.
When we learn the power of hope, recovery is possible. Find out how at startwithhope.com. Brought to you by the National Council for Mental Wellbeing, Shatterproof, and the Ad Council.
This report is sponsored by Aleve.
Happy Tuesday, Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, it's going to be a beautiful day. After dealing with some minor patchy dense fog, we're going to be expecting temperatures to quickly climb their way into the 70s for this afternoon and mid and upper 70s to be exact, with a high of around 78 degrees today in Orlando. Plenty of sunshine today and will only go up from here. Although we need the rain, we're going to be warm and dry all the way into the start of the weekend, with temperatures back into the 80s as early as tomorrow. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Thursday, the Magic hit the road for a matchup with the Sacramento Kings. Our coverage begins at 9:30 with Magic Tonight. Tip time is 10 p.m. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home for Orlando Magic basketball. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeart Radio app. Welcome back to the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Just heard the promo for it. Orlando Magic slumber parties are coming back. The West Coast road trip starts up on Thursday night as the Magic take on the Sacramento Kings. A return to action for the NBA coming up just a couple of days away. Also, next home match for the Valkyries is on February 22nd at 4 p.m. They're taking on the Columbus Fury, and it's a theme night as well. It's youth sports night. So if you have someone in your family who is a member of the youth sports collective, the first 500 fans get Valkyries-themed shoelaces. So you can wear those if you're playing your youth sports. Yeah, big-time late-night basketball coming up on Thursday, Mike. I know that you will be burning the midnight oil with me. Why don't you just come on into the studio and we can watch Magic Kings together at 10 o'clock?
Hopefully Jace Richardson doesn't fall down and bump his head like he did in the dunk contest. Good God.
That was rough to watch. That was. Do you think that's the last time the Magic let anybody participate in the dunk contest?
Well, I think it's the last time they should let anybody who can't actually dunk be in the dunk contest.
That's not right. That's not right. And then after the dunk contest, the training videos were released for Jace Richardson. He had some phenomenal dunks. He just didn't bring it when the event actually took place. But he had some good stuff. He just didn't showcase it. That's the difficult part. I have a rant that I have a dunk contest rant that I can't wait to go on when we get to.
Doesn't everybody?
I think mine is slightly different than the common complaint, which is just that why are we even doing this with the players that are involved? But we'll get to that with our champs and chumps coming up later on in the show, about an hour from now, perhaps about 45 minutes from now. Okay, so before I get to the daily coach quote, Mike, we have not brought up the fact that we have some tickets to give away. General admission tickets Thursday, opening round for the Arnold Palmer Invitational. You see, if you're watching on the video, I got my API polo on right now as we speak to commemorate the fact that we have API tickets to give away on this show. And Mike, you know how we do it. We want to hear from you. Hit us up in the Rage Cage on the iHeartRadio Talkback. Hottest take of the day. We want something that happened over the weekend that has you fired up. The hottest take of the day, and we'll play all of them. Ooh. Hottest take of the day gets Arnold Palmer Invitational tickets.
Like it.
Let's get to our coach quote.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Our daily source of inspiration and motivation, and today's is about kindness on National Random Acts of Kindness Day. The fragrance always stays in the hand that gives the rose. I thought that was fitting for National Kindness Day. Also, on the heels of what I hope for everybody was a successful Valentine's Day. I'm getting sort of a crooked neck from Jaden Grimes, so I'm not sure he nailed it, but the fragrance always stays in the hand that gives the rose. That is I searched high and low for a kindness quote today that I felt like, you can feel it when you read a quote that really hits.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are just so bland. When I read that one, it really popped for me, and I got chills when I read that. The fragrance always stays in the hand that gives the rose. And that's not, you don't have to obviously take that beyond just getting someone flowers. But the point is that it feels better to give. You actually receive more by giving than the person that receives the gift.
Yeah. Yeah. No one ever became poor by giving. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
True.
Kindness, this one from Mark Twain, which is the second one. This is going to be my runner-up, is kindness is a language which the deaf can hear and the blind can see.
Ooh. Whoa. Wow.
So we got some good ones today. So in the essence
I had a
of
great quote. I heard a great quote over the weekend. You want to hear it?
Mm-hmm.
It was from David Goggins, the motivational guy. I listened to when I'm working. What was it? Performance without purpose. Performance without purpose. You know what that means?
No.
That means you shouldn't have. A lot of people only perform if they have like a goal or something they're striving to reach. All right. He says you need to perform even without that. Performance without purpose. That is when you are.
I don't know if I agree with that, David Goggins.
That is when you are a high achiever, because if you perform without purpose, you're performing just for yourself, for self-satisfaction. Performance without purpose.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Think about
But
that. Think about it.
Okay, I mean, that one's going to have to marinate for a while, because on the surface, it just, I don't know. That one doesn't really do it for me. Why would he suggest that you don't have purpose? Isn't that the whole?
No, well, he says if you have purpose, great. He goes, but there are going to be times in your life when you don't have a certain goal that you're striving to achieve. When you're not training for a marathon or a 5K. Does that mean you don't have to get up and go running in the morning? No, you do it for yourself because it's going to make you better. Performance without purpose. You don't have to have a purpose to achieve.
You know, I always say, if you don't have purpose, just lay down, okay, till you figure it out. Just lay down. Just lay down. Pull a blanket over you. Eventually, it'll hit you. Mike, before we go to break, can you think of the last time that you performed a random act of kindness? Which sounds so basic.
Yeah, the other day I was stopped at a stoplight and right in front of Walmart as I'm pulling out of Walmart, and the same homeless guy is there, and I gave him a $5.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
Yeah, gave him a $5.
I remember
I usually only give a $1, if anything at all, but this time I gave a $5.
I remember one time we passed a homeless man down in Miami, and I was with my dad, and he asked for money, and my dad said no, or he ignored him like most of us do, which is fine.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I was a young kid, and I said, well, why did you do that? He goes, give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish, and he'll eat for a lifetime. And I said, so are we teaching?
Why
are we starting the car? We're driving away. Don't we have to teach this guy how to fish? More Game On coming up after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Real quick, I know that we have a lot going on right now, got a lot to deal with, and potentially a lot to deal with this spring and summer, because if your AC goes out at the worst possible time, boy, is that a headache. We're talking about right in the middle of a heat wave, you're trying to watch the game, maybe it's your kid's party, and then boom, everybody's miserable. That's why I've got Mills Air on speed dial on my phone. They've been good to me for years. They're honest, they explain what's going on, they don't try and sell you on stuff that you don't absolutely need. I trust them, and I don't throw that word around lightly. They've been around since 1992. They've grown to be one of Central Florida's largest and most respected companies around. Protect your investment. Give yourself some peace of mind in the process. Call Leon and the crew. Schedule your appointment. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. The number to call, 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com.
It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, just a short drive from Orlando, right there next to Claremont. Mission Resort is renowned for its 2 stunning championship golf courses. I love playing El Campeon, the Champion. It was founded in 1917 and is one of the most storied courses in the Southeast. Book your tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them the Bulldog sent you and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. But there's more than just golf. How about renting a boat at the marina and exploring the largest chain of lakes in Florida? And when the day winds down, relax at the spa or one of their fabulous on-site restaurants, including the newly opened Conquistador, born from Mission Resort's historic Spanish-accented past. Mission Resort would also like to invite everyone out to the Howey Artesian Market, February 28th from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. For more information on the market or to book reservations for the restaurant, hotel, or golf tee times, go to missionresortandclub.com. Mission Resort and Club, your next great escape is closer than you think.
Bruce, just about wrapping up clearing an accident, 1792 southbound at I-4, right shoulder there is blocked. You have a slow ride this evening, I-4 westbound between the Beach Line and 535, and lots of company. Flores Turnpike northbound between Clay Wally and Osceola Parkway. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by True Green. True Green. Don't waste another weekend doing your lawn care yourself. Partner with the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour and get a golf course quality lawn the easy way. Sign up at truegreen.com. Then sit back and relax.
These days you've got 2 choices, buying a new car or making the one you've got run like new. That's why we have thousands of ASG certified technicians to help you get more out of your car. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Book now at firestoneauto.com.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Looking for a workout that doesn't feel like a workout? At Crush Yard, wellness is all about movement, connection, and fun, no matter your skill level. Whether you've never picked up a paddle or you play every week, pickleball gets your body moving and your stress levels down. Adding great food, refreshing drinks, and a social atmosphere, and it's wellness you actually want to show up for. Learn more at crushyard.com.
If you want your windows there in Reese, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word TRUST right now to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129.
Just thinking about how prices have gone up stresses me out. Everything's too expensive.
Yeah, but it's all good.
What's your deal?
What's my deal? I saved at Metro by T-Mobile with no activation fees. And I got 4 lines for just $25 each.
Wow.
And 4 free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G. And no ID required.
Get that more for your money feeling. Only at Metro. Visit your store today. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Score major deals on top brands at Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Find your dream mattress today. Their sleep experts are highly trained to find the right one to fit your unique needs. They make sleep easy.
Follow The Game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
It's pretty simple. We're neighbors. We're in your city, talking about your town. You can't fake it. Take your favorite spot on the dial with you on the go. Download the iHeart Radio app. Guaranteed human.
And the winner of the iHeart Podcast Award is... You can decide who takes home the 2026 iHeart Podcast Awards Podcast of the Year by voting at iHeartPodcastAwards.com now through February 22nd. See all the nominees and place your vote at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
This is the beat of sports.
For me, I want to go back to the NCAA tournament. Why? Because it's fun. UCF has been there since 2019. The school needs to get back there. You've got to begin to build a brand, playing in the best basketball league in the country. You want to be viewed as somebody that, hey, they're part of that brand. And I want the players to care. And I want them to care at the same level that I do. But like I said, I have to accept as not just the guy that broadcasts games, but as the fan in me that sometimes I have to remind myself my passion may not match up with theirs. You're asking a guy that's on his third or fourth school in 3 or 4 years to be as passionate as you. You kind of see where that maybe sometimes doesn't work. Now, you have to accept that the portal's not going anywhere. Whatever we're creating in college sports these days may get some guardrails or guidelines in the next couple of years. I don't know, but that's hard.
The beat of sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling. The limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
This is Jonathan Isaac of the Orlando Magic. Way to rebound from that commercial break, guys. Now back to Bianchi and Kravitz.
You guys know what really ticks me off is that there's a lot of Orlando Magic fans that says this team would be better without Paolo Banchero if he wasn't on it. If we keep it up, if they keep it up like that, then we're going to lose another superstar like we always have, and Paolo will be gone and winning championships with another team. Stop it, Orlando. We have a great team. Let's win with it when we get healthy.
That was Paul right there on the iHeartRadio Talkback. We call that the Rage Cage. And with that, he has submitted his entry for Arnold Palmer Invitational tickets. You can do the same thing. Hot take on anything that's on your mind or anything that transpired over the weekend. Mike, what do you think?
I would like a little more. I don't know. I guess he was raging, but I would like a little more anger. I don't know.
You know, in 2026, shouldn't we all be more calm, cool?
Not in the rage cage.
Yeah, you're right. No, we want anger. We want angst. We want fire. But
I don't agree.
A lot of people. I don't agree with it, but a lot of people are. That is becoming a somewhat common opinion in sectors of the internet that Magic fans are going to run Paolo off by questioning his overall superstar level.
Stop it. Fans will be fans. Fans are going to complain when their team is struggling, and they're going to point at the superstar. If that runs a player out of town, I mean, good God. No, he just signed a new deal, 5 years. How's that? I mean, why would that run him out of town? You have to, if you're the NBA superstar, you have to be mature enough to realize you're going to be criticized. I don't get that.
I would like to know, as this is, again, becoming a common sort of opinion, that if Magic fans criticize Paolo, that he's going to run off, as other stars have run off before. What other stars ran off because of fan criticism?
None. Dwight didn't get criticized. People were begging, people like us were begging Dwight to stay. We had songs written about him and recorded. to have Dwight stay in Orlando. Same with Shaq. They were begging him to stay.
There's that poll, of course.
Well, there is the infamous Sentinel poll, which I wasn't at the Sentinel at the time, by the way,
Sure,
just to be
that's right.
clear on that.
Okay.
But yeah, players leave when they get bored with a certain, the rumor with Shaq was he never wanted to come to the Magic. He always wanted to go to the Lakers. His agent, Leonard Armato, worked it so he would end up in LA.
They also offered him more money. So there was, right. And that's become one of the things that a lot of stars are no longer chasing that they used to chase when they would go to different cities. They would go to bigger markets that would potentially offer them more money in free agency and things like that. That's not a thing in the NBA anymore. You make more, and the rules are in place to guard against that. You actually make more money by not going anywhere in the NBA, so it's not a financial thing. It really comes down to, like you said, boredom. Maybe you don't like the market itself, or you're chasing championships. Those are the reasons why players leave. And I think that the organization putting a winning team around Paolo is going to matter a lot more than what Magic Fan 56795 says on Twitter. So I don't think Paolo might see the criticism. I doubt it registers to the point where he wants to leave, because I hate to break it to Paolo, if him or any other star were to ever leave a market for that reason, if you're not playing up to your standard in a different market, they're going to say the exact same thing about you in Chicago as they would in Orlando if your points per game average is lower than it normally is.
Right. And in today's social media world, any player who gets on social media is going to see criticism, especially when their team is not playing up to their expectations. So if Paolo's on social media, he's going to see criticism no matter where he is. I do think it's ridiculous, though, that fans do get on social media and say, Paolo's the reason they're not winning and blaming everything on Paolo. I mean, I do agree with the guy who just raged in the rage cage that, hey, let's see what happens the rest of this season. Paolo Banchero is still only 23 years old. This is still just the third or fourth youngest team in the league. So hopefully and almost assuredly, they're going to get better. All these players are going to get better because they're all relatively young. So I do think it's ridiculous to just give up on this team at this stage.
Well, that's the problem with assessing things as if it's some grand universal opinion based on what you see on an app like Twitter. That is, nobody ever goes on, and whether it's Twitter or Facebook or whatever, no one ever goes, hey, just a quick heads up, I'm going to post about my favorite team in 3 months when the season's over. That's not the way that people communicate. They tell you what's on their mind. That's what these apps are for. It is a free-flowing thought bubble that goes from your head to your fingertips and then out to the internet. And it's always going to be emotional and reactive to the moment that is in front of you, with very little other thought put into it. That's just the way it is. We came back brighter, smarter, and wiser from the four-day break. Just throwing that out there. More Game On is coming up right around the corner. We are going to get into the very much fixed, and I don't mean that as far as like game fixing goes. I mean that they have figured it out. The NBA All-Star Weekend, or at least the game itself, has been figured out. We've got that coming up right around the corner, and Champs and Chumps on a souped-up Tuesday, mic'd up, staples of a Monday appearing on today's show. We're back with that shortly. Right now, we step to the side and let the talented folks at Fox Sports Radio get you all caught up.
Local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
If you want tickets to the upcoming Arnold Palmer Invitational, just a couple of weeks away, you can let your voice be heard on our iHeart Radio Talkback. We want a hot take, the hottest one you got about anything that took place this past weekend or just something that has been taking up some space in your mind. Tap that microphone icon when you're listening on the iHeart Radio app, and you've got 30 seconds to lay into us, and we'll air every single one that comes through, and we will pick a winner out, and we'll send you to round one of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. The numbers are in. NBC says that the NBA All-Star Game averaged 8.8 million viewers across NBC, Peacock, and Telemundo. This from our overlords at Nielsen that judge our success and failures as well. This is the largest NBA All-Star audience since 2011, and it tops the 2025 MLB All-Star Game, 7.2 million, so that's 1.6 less, and it tops Pro Bowl viewership, which was 2 million. Somehow, some way, they got 2 million viewers, maybe just to see how awful it actually was. But I watched this on Sunday.
Real quick, where was the Daytona 500 ratings?
That's a good question. I'm going to look that up mid-conversation because I don't have that. I just compared it to other All-Star games.
I just looked. I can't find Daytona. Wow, how could the NBA All-Star ratings be out in Daytona, not be out? Daytona was actually before the NBA All-Star game. Was it not?
It was. Yeah, you would think that would be available.
Interesting.
Don't know.
Okay. All right.
I watched it from pillar to post. And you know what I saw, Mike? Real competitive basketball. I thought it was great.
Just like I told you it would be. Just like I said, we would come back from the weekend and talk about how great this All-Star game was. Go ahead.
You did say that, and I said that I think the All-Star game is going to be improved, and you're going to come back, and you're going to spin your narrative, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to spin my narrative, and here we are living in that exact reality. I don't know if they were playing for their country, so to speak, or because Adam Silver scolded them, but whatever it was, it worked. I happen to think it has a lot more to do with the fact that Adam Silver and NBA fans and NBA legends have been shaming them more loudly over the last year than in years prior. And the new face of the league, undoubtedly, is Victor Wembanyama. And when the face of the league plays hard, it is like a domino effect. Everybody else falls in line. It's not an accident that they put the world on first, because they knew Victor Wembanyama was going to set the tone. He did, and everybody else falls in line. You're not going to have one guy out there playing defense and just embarrassing everybody else. So it ups the competition level, and then guys get into it. These are competitors. I know that everyone loves criticizing NBA players because they have been loafing it in the All-Star game, and there are times throughout the year where it feels like some players aren't trying as hard as they absolutely could. These are still professional athletes. These are still competitors at heart, and when they get pushed to compete, they will compete. Nobody's been pushing them for years, so why would they? It's a weekend where they would otherwise be at a beach. Instead, they're playing basketball, entertaining people again, as they have been all year. So I think it's Victor Wembanyama. I think it's Adam Silver. Those guys changed the tenor and the tone of the All-Star game. But I thought it was awesome.
I don't deny anything you just said. I do think Victor Wembanyama was the key. In fact, other players in the league, including the MVP of the game, said, listen, we saw Wemby playing hard, and we knew we had to play hard because he was going to bring it, all right? And Anthony Edwards also said, maybe we'll play the clip later. We have it. He was asked what was a bigger win for them, beating the world team of international players or beating the old NBA, these Stripes team, beating them in the final. Not just beating them, but shellacking them in the final. And Anthony Edwards said beating the world team was much more meaningful because it was the world team, because it was the international team. So in my mind, that was Anthony Edwards saying, listen, this was America against the world. And maybe that didn't have everything to do with it, but I do think and it's not just playing for your country, it's playing for your sort of upbringing, your style of play. The European players playing, for Europe and their style of play, and the American players playing because America is the birthplace of basketball. So I do think the international flavor had a lot to do with why the game was more competitive.
I think that there's another angle to that, where it's not just about national or international pride. I think another savvy thing the NBA did with breaking up these teams was not just splitting the USA team into two, but splitting them up into old and young. And I think that created a little bit of extra competitive fire too, where you had the up and coming USA team versus the actual team. That was essentially Team USA with Kevin Durant and LeBron James and those guys. So you had that competition within the walls of the country, and then you had the world team. And I do think it would have been slightly more competitive had we seen Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic. Those guys barely played. But Victor Wembanyama went all out. I think he still should have won MVP with the way that he played, but obviously not winning holds them back from all of that. Now that's the positive side. We agree. Two thumbs up. NBA All-Star Game, totally fit.
And again, I didn't get to watch it because I was covering the Daytona 500, but when I was driving back that night from Daytona on Sunday night, I had the radio on, and they were, the national shows were discussing the NBA All-Star Game, and PJ Carlissimo, who broadcasted the game, I believe for ESPN Radio, all right, he came on and said that is the most competitive. Well, he said, that's the most competitive All-Star game I've seen in years. And the reason he talks like that is he still hasn't recovered from Latrell Sprewell trying to choke him all those years ago.
Oh, God. That might be true. It was real basketball. It was refreshing to see. And there were a couple of moments where guys would breeze by and dunk free through the lane, but for the most part, guys played hard. And all you have to do, that's all fans want, is just get in the way. Just get in the way of somebody, who put a hand in someone's face if they're shooting a three. Try and, God forbid you draw a charge in the All-Star game. But once I saw early in the first game that there were actual free throw attempts, I knew that we were off and running. Now, the other side to this, Mike, is the rest of the weekend. Not great. The slam dunk competition, which was won by Keshad Johnson of the Miami Heat. Later in the show, I'll give you my top 5 Keshad Johnson moments of the season, who none of us know, of course. Carter Bryant. Jace Richardson fell on his back and smacked his head. I thought he was about to go into the blue medical tent for a minute.
Can you imagine if he'd gotten seriously hurt in the dunk contest? That would be typical Magic injury luck, would it not?
Oh, all I could think as I'm watching this is only the Magic would have a player get hurt while performing in the dunk contest. There has to be something that they can do about this because fans still care. They still treat it as if it's the main event. It still gets the majority of interest. We had a poll last week. Which event are you looking forward to the most? The All-Star Game was in the poll, and people still voted on the dunk contest, even though nobody cares about the contestants. But I'm going to save my biggest criticism for that event for our next segment. Up next, we've got Champs or Chumps on a supercharged Tuesday. Good to be back on the air. We're back with more Game On right after this.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. In sports, durability wins championships. The teams that last into the playoffs are built to handle adversity. And let's face it, Florida weather brings plenty of adversity. Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim Impact windows are tested in extreme weather conditions and built to handle Florida's heat, humidity, and storms. Their exclusive Fibrex material is twice as strong as vinyl, so it doesn't warp or degrade. These windows aren't disposable. They're built to last. And right now, during Free Window February, when you buy 4 replacement windows or doors, you get the 5th free, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. That means better insulation, low energy bills, less outside noise, and serious storm protection, all while making your home look like a first-place finisher. It's like upgrading your roster and your record at the same time. It's awesome. Offer ends February 28th. Restrictions apply. So whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or in Jacksonville, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets quality.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need more than just a sign in the yard. You need a pro who knows the market, knows the process, and knows how to fight for you. That's why I trust Kevin Krager with LPT Realty. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest home buyer programs, cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart, it's Kevin's strong background in construction. He knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. Owning a home should be an asset, but it only is if you know what you're doing and if you have somebody on your side that can help you with the process. From foundation to roof line, he's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way, and even after closing, his service doesn't stop there. Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or upgrades that you may want, all at cost to his wonderful clients. So if you want more than just an agent, if you want a trusted guide who knows homes inside and out, call Kevin Krager with LPT Realty today. Your future home will thank you.
Crews still working on clearing an accident where the right lane is blocked, State Route 50 westbound at Alafaya Trail. Crews on the scene, likewise, I-4 westbound crashed there before Darrell Carter Parkway. Left shoulder is blocked. And use caution, I-4 westbound after State Route 535, where an accident there has the shoulder blocked. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance is making it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Orlando's signature event is back. The Arnold Palmer Invitational, presented by MasterCard, returns to Bay Hill March 2nd through 8th. Experience the new-look Michelob Ultra Fan Deck, plus fan-favorite events like Throwback Thursday, presented by Corksicle, Wine and Dine on 9, presented by Briggs & Riley, the reimagined Birdies and Barbecue, and more. Don't miss the PGA Tour's best at Orlando's signature event, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Get tickets today at arnoldpalmerinvitational.com.
At IDC, we honor the legacy of the one and only Keith LeClaire.
We refuse to be beat on any diamond, any price, anywhere. You cannot get any closer to the source than International Diamond Center.
His competitive spirit, his leadership, his passion for quality.
The finest quality at the best price, guaranteed. Anybody that sees it on her hand, they're going to be on, where'd you get that diamond?
And who can forget Keith's fun side?
If you don't come to IDC, you are nuts. You're going to get a bigger, better diamond for less at IDC, period.
As we mourn his passing, Keith LeClaire's spirit will always be alive and well at IDC. And his other family members carry on his legacy. His voice, his teachings, his vision will continue to guide us into the future. And the core values of IDC will never change.
I want you to be protected. I want you to make sure you're getting what you paid for. It's a commitment from our family. It's our blood. It's our heart behind it. It's our trust. It's our integrity.
International Diamond Center. Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall at Millennia. Online at shopidc.com.
Score major deals on top brands at Mattress Firm's President's Day sale. Find your dream mattress today. Their sleep experts are highly trained to find the right one to fit your unique needs. They make sleep easy.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. Let's start February strong in a brand new Chevy from Don Mealy Chevrolet, your truck headquarters for 50 years. Right now, get 3.9% APR for 60 months on a 2026 Chevy Silverado or up to $5,000 in bonus cash. Looking for something the whole family will love? How about a 2026 Chevy Equinox with 3.9% APR for 60 months and no payments for 90 days? Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet today or shop anytime at DonMealyChevy.com. Chevy, together let's drive.
Time is valuable. That's why Lowe's Blueprint Takeoffs turn blueprints into quotes faster. Bring us your plans, and we'll generate itemized material lists to make quoting easier so you can get back to building. Plus, at the Lowe's Pro Desk, you get access to thousands of building materials not sold in store. And when your order's ready, we'll deliver everything to the job site. Improving is easy at Lowe's.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
This month, iHeartRadio is celebrating the stars of the 2026 Winter Games. Michigan natives Madison Chuck and Evan Bates are the undisputed leaders of American ice dance. As reigning world champions, they arrive in Milano Cortina with a reputation for storytelling and seamless chemistry that captivates judges and fans alike. After years of climbing the ranks, the duo is poised to cap their illustrious careers with the ultimate prize. They take the ice with one goal, bringing Olympic gold home. For more Winter Games gold, search Olympics on the iHeartRadio app.
I love my kids so much. I once sat for 3 hours in the cold rain to watch her soccer team lose by 18 goals.
I love my kids so much, I once used a tube to suck snot out of her stuffed nose at 3 a.m.
You win.
Love your kids? Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat. From toddlers to tweens, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to find the right seat for their age and size. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Tonight, UCF Hoops is on the game as they host Big 12 rival TCU. Our coverage begins at 6:30, tip time at 7 p.m. Catch every minute right here on your exclusive home for UCF Sports. FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the absolutely free iHeartRadio app. No filters, no favorites, just facts. Let's find out who showed up and who showed out. It's time for Champ or Chump.
Champs and chumps, the best and worst from a loaded weekend. NBA All-Star, Daytona 500, some big news in college basketball. This segment brought to you by Trey Flynn Law. Your free case evaluation, just a click or a phone call away. Visit TreyFlynn.com or dial 407-557-6350. Arrested today? Call Trey. Mike, I'm going to start with one of the biggest chumps of the weekend, unfortunately for us here locally in Orlando, Florida. UCF basketball got us all excited.
I thought you were going Jace Richardson in the dunk contest.
He, unfortunately, friend of the show, Jace Richardson, not his best showing. But UCF got us all excited. Wins over Texas Tech, and they're getting top 25 mentions. Since then, they've dropped 3 straight, blown out by Houston, blown out by Cincinnati, lost to a middle-of-the-road West Virginia team where they had a big lead, flop after flop after flop. Now, they are still projected by Joe Lunardi to make it to the NCAA tournament, but they are starting to back their way in rather than forcefully enter through the front door. Hopefully they still make it, but I think they have to win, as you mentioned earlier, against TCU tonight, which is no easy task. Any game against a middle-of-the-road or above team in the Big 12 is not easy, especially with the Knights not playing well. So chump to UCF basketball.
Yeah, and how about a sense of urgency among those UCF players? I realize all these players are one-year rentals, as every player is in college basketball, but how about a sense of urgency for these players? Do they know? Do they know what it would mean for UCF and Johnny Dawkins, their coach, to get into the tournament? I hope so. Somebody needs to tell them, because they need to get off their duffs and play some basketball. Not blow a 14-point lead at home over the weekend to West Virginia in the second half and lose the game. Okay.
Yeah, get off your duffs. What the hell is that? What's a
Well, they're college guys. I didn't want to say get off your asses, okay?
Hey, they're getting paid, okay? They're professionals.
Good point.
What do you got?
I want to, well, I'm a bit, I hate to brag on myself, all right? But I'm a bit of a sage. I'm a bit of a seer. Just like I've been saying for years. Why doesn't the NBA go to a Ryder Cup style All-Star game to get the players to play harder, to get the fans more involved in it? So they finally did it. But that's not what I'm talking about. I've also been saying for years, all right? Why doesn't the Daytona 500, which has been rained out and postponed a zillion times, why don't they look at the weather report, and if it's going to rain like it's, say, 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon, why don't they just move the race up, all right? And lo and behold, game ball to the Daytona 500 and NASCAR, because they finally did that this weekend. They moved the race up an hour so they could get it in because there was rain in the forecast. And guess what? They got the race in, and right after the race ended, about 30 minutes later, that's when the rains came. And boom. If they hadn't done that, the end of the race would have been rained out. So kudos to them for finally seeing the light. All right. Something I've been saying for years. They finally took my advice. And a game ball just to Michael Jordan and his race team, 23-11. Tyler Reddick, their driver, won the race. Michael Jordan has changed NASCAR. And we're going to talk to Buddy Pittman about this. Do you realize that, Kravitz? Michael Jordan was the key figure in the trial back in December where 23-11 and a couple of other race teams took NASCAR to court because NASCAR is a monopoly. And guess what? They backed NASCAR down, and they changed the way revenue sharing is done in NASCAR. And now these race teams can actually make money because of the way revenue sharing is. And that's because Michael Jordan came into the sport and said, the hell you're going to keep all the money? We're the ones who are spending the money. We need to make more of it. And Michael Jordan has changed the sport. So he beat NASCAR in court, and then he beat them on the racetrack on Saturday or on Sunday with the help of Tyler Reddick. So good for Michael Jordan.
The suit was him backing NASCAR down. Winning the Daytona 500 was the turnaround J that followed for Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick even got a push off on Chase. He had a push off at the end of the race to win it. Yeah. Wrecked Chase Elliott, pushed off, and boom, wins the race. Michael Jordan style.
And Jordan was celebrating as if he won the NBA championship. Really, truly was emotional. The picture, the side-by-side image of him, that famous picture of him holding the Larry O'Brien trophy and him holding the Daytona 500 trophy, which we had in this studio not that long ago, which is pretty cool to think about. It's pretty iconic seeing those side by side. Champ for me goes to Damian Lillard. 3-point shooting champion for the third time in his career, only the third to ever do it, but he's the first to ever do it on a torn Achilles. This guy is still rehabbing his injury. He has made 0 3-pointers in the year of 25-26 in this NBA season because he hasn't played. You see him out there in a Portland Trailblazers uniform. You forget, I did, that he was even playing for the Portland Trailblazers. It felt more like a tribute, like they picked a fan out of the stands. Here comes Damian Lillard. He wins the event, and he delivered a very strong message about it after the fact.
I wouldn't say I'm representing the Achilles Nation or nothing like that, but I do think I represent strength. Just we are athletes, so when we go through injury, people act like it's the end of the world because people are used to us being like lifted up, and everything being about us. But people go through way worse, and they carry on and they continue to move forward and experience worse things than an injury. So.
That right there is a good example of why we say this often when it applies, why we love sports, why do we follow this stuff. We find inspiration from it. And Damian Lillard's right to have that perspective. It is difficult to do what he did. He's still just a basketball player playing in a 3-point competition on All-Star Weekend. But if that sort of thing can inspire somebody else who's going through something more difficult to say, just because you have experienced a setback doesn't mean that you can't do whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. I thought it was inspiring. I thought it was pretty cool that he went out there and performed, even though he's still rehabbing an injury. And then he beat some of the best 3-point shooters in the world in doing it. I was blown away by Damian Lillard. We should have seen this coming, but certainly did not.
Absolutely. That is a great story. My goofball goes to Gator basketball fans. So they beat Kentucky over the weekend, and they're red hot. They're going to make the tournament. But Kentucky has a player now, Denzel Aberdeen, who played at Dr. Phillips High School. He was a Gator last year. Denzel Aberdeen played at Dr. Phillips High School, was 6th man off the bench last year, helped the Gators win the national title. Well, during the offseason, Kentucky offered him 4 times more money than what the Gators were offering him. So you know what he did? He transferred to Kentucky, and every time he touched the ball on Saturday, Gator, Trader, Gator, Trader. Come on. Stop that. Who wouldn't go somewhere for 4 times more money? This college sports fans need to understand this is the way of the world now. This is the way of the world. Why are you booing and chanting nasty things at Denzel Aberdeen? Because he did what every one of you would have done. And Kravitz, I'll guarantee you, if some radio station across town offered you 4 times more money than what you're making right here at FM 96.9 The Game and AM 740, you'd be out of here. And you know what I'd say? I'd say, good job, Kravitz. Go take the money.
No way. No way, Mike. I'm staying. That station can't. No. I am a loyalist. I started here. I will end here. That radio station will never be able to entice me.
Yeah, you might end here, but it won't be the way you want it then. I'll tell you that.
Well, I was going to say they won't be able to entice me because they don't exist. But anyway, I have 30 seconds. I need to lay in it said I had a chump for the slam dunk competition. It's very simply this. It's not the 4 guys that were involved. It's not Jace Richardson for falling flat on his back and smacking his head. It's for players like Giannis who sit front row and marvel over the dunk contest guys. They got their cameras out, and their kids are with them, and they're taking pictures. It's condescending. You are the ones that people want to see, and you're out there allowing Jace Richardson to fall flat on his back. That should be you, Giannis. That should be you, LeBron. Stop taking pictures. If you're a star in the NBA and you're watching the dunk contest live, you should have to do it from the top row because you know that you're the ones people want to see. So get out of here with your loser behavior. Get to the rafters where you belong. Mic'd up.
Amen, brother. Amen. Preach, Kravitz. Preach.
Mic'd up. On the way next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. We all know in sports, halftime adjustments win games. You go into the locker room thinking you're fine, and then the coaches show you what you're missing. That was me without Trajan Wilt, all right? I thought I had things in good shape until Trajan Wilt gave my plan a second look. And just like a great coaching staff, they made some key adjustments I never saw coming. Now I've got a clearer path to retirement and way more peace of mind, all right? They're fiduciaries. What does that mean? It means their job is to put your goals first, not sell you products. When I met with them, I got straight talk, not a sales pitch. I left feeling empowered. I felt empowered. Look, it's one thing to save for retirement. It's another to feel ready for retirement. If you want to make the right adjustments before the fourth quarter of life, call Trajan Wilt at 407-204-0300 and tell him Mike Bianchi sent you, or visit TrajanWilt.com to schedule that free consultation. That's TRAJAN Wilt.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wilt LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client paid advertisement. Additional disclosures at TrajanWilt.com.
The City Beautiful now has a new team that we can all rally behind. The MLV champs, the Orlando Valkyries. Fast, loud, flying above the net, nonstop entertainment. Professional women's volleyball is one of the best live sports out there, and we've got a game head section that you can be a part of. Just email me, Kravitz at 969thegame.com. Bring your friends, bring the family, bring the noise, and head coach Amy Pauley will bring the dubs. It's the Valkyries, Orlando's pro volleyball team, right here in our backyard.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with Factory Direct Impact Windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
This Saturday, Tractor Supply is throwing a farm bash. It's one big day of great deals and giveaways. Bring your leashed pets and animals and join the fun. Farm Bash, Saturday the 21st from 10 to 2 at your local Tractor Supply.
At Crush Yard, pickleball is just the beginning. You'll find a full restaurant and bar, arcade games, and plenty of space to hang out with friends. What starts as a few games often turns into food, drinks, and losing track of time. Play a match, grab a bite, catch up, or stay a while. Whether you're competitive, casual, or just along for the fun, there's something here for everyone. Learn more at CrushYard.com.
Well, the holidays have come and gone once again, but if you've forgotten to get that special someone in your life a gift, well, Mint Mobile is extending their holiday offer of half off unlimited wireless. So here's the idea. You get it now, you call it an early present for next year. What do you have to lose?
Visit mintmobile.com/radio. Limited time 50% off regular price for new customers. Upfront payment required. $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds may slow after 50 gigabytes per month when network is busy. See terms.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. The sound of a seatbelt. It's one of the most important sounds in our car. It means everyone is ready and everyone is safe. The more our kids see us put on our seatbelts, the more natural it is for them to put theirs on too. Make it a priority. Buckle up every time. Hear the sound? Make it a habit.
Paid for by NHTSA.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bad calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
Enjoying a healthy dinner that tastes great means eating out at a pricey restaurant, right? Wrong. Healthy Choice Simply Steamers are delicious and healthy. The Tray and Tray steam technology delivers crisp veggies and tender protein in tasty selections, like Healthy Choice Simply Steamers grilled chicken and broccoli Alfredo. It's a satisfying meal with 28 grams of protein and nothing artificial. Healthy Choice Simply Steamers. What having it all tastes like.
Capital One is a founding partner of iHeart Women's Sports Network. Earn unlimited double miles on every purchase with the Capital One Venture X business card. Big purchasing power means you can spend more and earn more. The Capital One Venture X business card. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
I know nothing about glizzies. I don't know any Cardi B songs. I don't know. What's the guy singing the national anthem?
Charlie Puth.
Charlie Puth. Never heard of him.
Cardi B is very funny. Very, she's very funny. You should give her a follow on your TikTok.
What? What are you talking about? I don't even know how to get on TikTok. Can you get on it on your laptop? Because I've tried. I've tried to get on the TikTok machine on my laptop, and it won't let me. It says I have to be on my phone. I don't want to be on my phone. I want to be on my laptop.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeart Radio app.
Florida men's basketball is back in action tonight, and they'll host South Carolina. The 11th-ranked Gators are going for a 6th straight win there. As for UCF, they'll try to defend their home court against TCU. Knights are riding a 3-game losing streak after their weekend setback to West Virginia. And American Alana Myers-Taylor, she became the oldest woman to win Winter Olympic gold yesterday when she finished first in the monobob. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is 3-time Pro Bowler Sean Merriman. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Rasmussen University.
Rasmussen University is where passion meets education, offering over 60 career-focused programs ranging from nursing and early childhood education to business and IT. Whether you're starting fresh or leveling up, there's a path here built for your goals. Learn more at rasmussen.edu.
The new home for the Miami Dolphins is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeart Radio app. Just search 96.9 The Game. Coaches, players, GMs, everyone's got an opinion these days. Let's hear from the biggest names in the game. It's time for Mic'd Up.
Mic'd Up brought to you by Adventure Boat Share. Unlimited, hassle-free boating, and you don't even have to own a boat. Just show up at the docks, the boat's waiting for you. Go boating, drop it off, they take care of everything, gas it up, no muss, no fuss. Great for the entire family. Check them out, adventureboatshare.com. All right, we played a clip from Damian Lillard earlier. I want to play you another clip from Damian Lillard, Kravs, just talking about why he takes part, or why he decided to take part in the All-Star Game 3-point shooting contest despite rehabbing the Achilles tendon. Listen.
You're in this event because you went to the NBA and said, if you need me, I'll be here. Why are you committed to making this weekend be the best it can be?
I think this weekend is about the fans of our league, everybody that represent our league, and the stars of the league. So, people want to see us come out here and compete. They want to see us go against each other. That's for 3-point, dunk contests, even in the game. That's what they want to see, is the players that they recognize most come out and be willing to lose, be willing to compete. And I haven't been out there on the floor. So this is an opportunity for me to come out and get some competition, like I said. And it was fun. I'm glad I did it.
Bravo. As you were just talking about the dunk contest, Kravitz, if guys like Giannis would actually get in the dunk contest, All-Star Weekend would be so much better. And that was Damian Lillard essentially calling out some of his fellow NBA stars, was it not?
Absolutely. This event is a promotion of the game. It's a promotion of the league's top stars. For a long time, it meant something. It feels like lately it's meant less. And hopefully, like a lot of things in life, it's cyclical. And we're getting back to a point where players understand and appreciate how much this stage means to their brand and to the fans' overall entertainment. I cannot understand for the life of me why players would do anything but give it their best effort on whatever it is they're invited to do. 3-point shooting, slam dunk, the All-Star game. Part of Larry Bird's brand was being a 3-point shooting champion. Look, Michael Jordan's shoe, the logo, which is the most popular selling shoe in the history of shoes, was created by his dunk at the dunk contests. Why would you not lean into this? It makes no sense.
Absolutely. All right, primetime. Let's jump to Anthony Edwards. We're going to play you 2 clips from Anthony Edwards, who was the MVP of the All-Star Game. And obviously the All-Star Game got rave reviews because it was the USA versus the world format. Here's Anthony Edwards talking about how Victor Wembanyama set the tone for the All-Star Game.
I ain't gonna lie, Wemby set the tone. He came out playing hard, and, we had to follow that, and we had to pick it up as a red team, and we did that.
Okay, he said that, and then he said, he was asked the question, did it feel good beating the other U.S. team, or did it feel better beating the world team?
The world team, and you took out the old heads from the U.S., which one was more enjoyable for you personally to have the bragging rights over that group?
Probably being the world team, yeah.
Why?
I mean, because you know what they say. They say they're the best players in the world, yeah. So beating them is the best feeling in the world.
I love that. I love hearing a player after an All-Star game saying beating them is the best feeling in the world. That's why this All-Star format works, Kravitz.
It felt like he was somewhat coerced into saying that. Like the guy set him up for it, and he thought, I don't think I have a better response than giving you what you're essentially asking here, so let's lean into that. I think these guys just like winning, and when you put them in a situation where it feels like it means something, then they're going to play at their best. And I love there was a nice blend of competitive fire and fun, and I just thought they knocked it out of the park. And the ratings prove that. People want to watch this event and care about it, and I thought the players brought it.
Adam Silver, the commissioner, in his State of the League address before the All-Star game. Here's him talking about the tanking problem in the NBA.
Are we seeing behavior that is worse this year than we've seen in recent memory? Yes, is my view, and which was what led to those fines, and not just those fines, but to my statement that we're going to be looking more closely at the totality of all the circumstances this season in terms of teams' behavior, and very intentionally wanted teams to be on notice.
Good. Fine them more. The Utah Jazz got fined $500,000. Fine them $2 million. Fine them $3 million. Stop the widespread tanking, because Kravitz, the tanking this year, because the draft is so deep, it's out of control. It's out of control.
It's a loaded draft. And how much was the fine? $500,000?
Right.
Totally worth it if you get the pick that you want. Ask the San Antonio Spurs, how much, now that you know you have Victor Wembanyama, how much of a fine would you be willing to take in order to ensure that you get him? The number would be significantly higher than $500,000. That fine is absolutely, it's a lot of money to us. That is absolutely nothing for teams that are trying to get a superstar like DeBonsa or Darren Peterson out of Kansas. These teams are trying to set themselves up for future championships. $500,000 is nothing. It's a slap on the wrist.
You're right. All right, I want you to listen to Cameron Wolf talking about how the Jaguars are going to handle Travis Hunter this year.
he will play both sides again in 2026. The big change may come in the usage. From what I understand, they plan to play him as a full-time cornerback, a part-time receiver, which is a switch from last year when he played more than double of his snaps at receiver than cornerback.
Interesting, Kravitz. Interesting.
Good yeah. There you go. Go ahead. Tell him.
You said it. You said it. I'm not sure I agree with it, but if that's what they're going to do, that's what they're going to do. I don't think you should just sort of give up on him playing receiver, do you?
I don't think they are giving up on it. I think it's a lot more difficult to give someone packages on defense than it is to draw up packages for them on offense. So if you're going to play him full-time on one side, I think he's a better defensive back than he is a receiver anyway. And you can't be elite if you're playing full-time on both sides. It's just not possible. That's cute in college, in the Big 12. You can't do it in the NFL. And you can't compare him to Shohei Ohtani. I mean, it's a completely different tax load on the body. So I think they're making the right move. I think he can be an elite cornerback who moonlights as a wide receiver when they need him.
You're right. You're right. You can't compare it to baseball because baseball is the only sport that you can play 162 games and gain weight.
Yes, even Shohei Ohtani, if he didn't eat well, would gain weight during a baseball season. Up next, your texts, your talkbacks. We want to hear from you right here on Game On. Don't go anywhere.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
This time of year is so underrated when it comes to sports betting, and Hard Rock Bet is the place to get it all done. They've got the live bets, the rewards, the boosts, the games, all for you to cash in on. There's nothing better than the sound of the ball on the hardwood, the sneakers squeaking, the swish of the net. Winning on Hard Rock Bet, you're home for hoops action all season long. You can do that between the NBA, between college basketball. Every night is a shot to build a same-game parlay and to score a major bucket of your own. If the winter games are more your thing, hockey, figure skating, bobsled, if it's happening in Milan, you can bet on it over on Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
This message is for all you couples out there because when one of you isn't feeling great, energy, performance, or confidence, it affects both of you. At Florida Center for Hormones and Wellness, they've got treatments that help both men and women reconnect. For the guys, there's shockwave therapy and the P-Shot, natural, non-surgical ways to boost performance and blood flow in the bedroom. For women, they offer shockwave therapy and Emcella, therapies that improve comfort, sensitivity, and pelvic strength post-menopause. It's all medical, all natural, and it really works. Dr. John Carrizzella and his team know this isn't just about physical performance. It's about restoring confidence and connection. If you and your partner want to feel like your best selves again, together, start here. Go to hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog and tell them Mike Bianchi, the Bulldog, sent you. That's hormonesandwellness.com/bulldog.
Crews working on clearing an accident, I-4 westbound before Darrell Carter Parkway. Use caution there, the left shoulder is blocked. Lots of delays, State Route 50 westbound after Primrose Drive. Crash there blocking 2 left lanes. And I-4 westbound, another accident before Osceola Parkway blocking the right shoulder. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
Fix update.
U.S. bobsledder Alana Myers-Taylor won her first Olympic gold in her 5th Games, taking the women's monobob. At 41, she became the oldest American to win a winter gold and said the moment was well worth the wait.
So grateful right now. It's just so amazing to finally have done it. It finally broke through.
She now has 6 career medals and will look to add to her total in Friday's 2-woman bobsled.
For NBC's live coverage from Italy, search Olympics on the free iHeartRadio app.
This report is sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive Insurance is making it easy to save money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
These days, you've got 2 choices. Buying a new car or making the one you've got run like new. We know which one we'd choose. That's why at Firestone Complete Auto Care, we have thousands of ASE certified technicians nationwide trained to spot an issue with your car before it becomes a problem, no matter the make or model. Get more out of your car. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Call or go online at firestoneauto.com to book today.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, rideshare crashes, distracted driving accidents. You name it, we've litigated it. If you've been in a crash, make it a Farah fight. Farah and Farah.
Orlando. Just thinking about how prices have gone up stresses me out. Everything's too expensive.
Yeah, but it's all good.
What's your deal?
What's my deal? I saved at Metro by T-Mobile with no activation fees. And I got 4 lines for just $25 each.
Wow.
And for free new Samsung Galaxy A17 5G. And no ID required. Get that more for your money feeling. Only at Metro. Visit your store today. Just bring your numbers. Not available if you've been with Metro or T-Mobile in the past 180 days.
Follow The Game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine, accident attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
It's pretty simple. We're neighbors. We're in your city, talking about your town. You can't fake it. Take your favorite spot on the dial with you on the go. Download the iHeart Radio app.
iHeartRadio.
Guaranteed human.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Get hurt in the game? We tough it out. Feel exhausted? We push on. Feeling down? We pull ourselves up by the bootstraps. But there are times when bootstraps aren't enough. When stress gets to us and we need to talk to someone about what we're really going through. So we're going to reach out because sometimes mental health is not a one-person job. Visit loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
Your home for conservative news talk is News Radio WFLA Orlando. Looking for unbiased views, the latest traffic and weather updates? Look no further. We've got you covered. Tune in to 93.1 FM, 94.1 FM, and don't forget, we're always on the iHeart Radio app. Follow WFLA for the latest updates.
It's the news source I listen to most.
WYGM Orlando, WJRR HD2, Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
This is Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic, and you're listening to the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Here is my hot take of the Daytona 500. If you don't have anything nice to say about anyone or anything, don't say anything at all.
That was Brian.
Thank you. I love the show.
Oh, okay. It wasn't done. All right. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that. Not a fan. Not a fan of the Daytona 500. Doesn't like the racing. How was it, by the way? You were out there.
It was awesome. It was great. No rain delays. Exciting finish. Michael Jordan celebrating in victory lane. I mean, I thought it was a win for NASCAR, and NASCAR needed a win after the offseason they had. Believe me.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I just the issue that I always have with NASCAR is I have a hard time analyzing it as a sports fan. It's such a different sport. In the same way that we would look at a 20-4 run in the second quarter is what changed the game for the Magic in their game against the Timberwolves, or something like that, or we analyze and scrutinize a fourth down call in football and things like that, or the pass at the end of a game from a quarterback. What is there to analyze? And I know that there are race fans out there that know the answer to that question.
The pit stops.
Man, that team changed the way they changed their tire.
No, it's when you pit, like Bubba Wallace. Looked like Bubba Wallace was in control of the race, and then he and some of the other Toyotas went in the pits. I'm going to ask Buddy about it. I don't quite understand it, because they went into the pits in the lead, and everybody had the pit, but they never really got back into the race once they went into the pits. So, yeah, stuff like that I'm not astute enough to fully comprehend, but there are little nuances that you can
Of course there are.
Yeah.
I'm saying I am unaware of the nuances, but I know that they exist. And I'm not sure that I care enough to find out. But I am looking forward to hearing from Buddy, because he always explains it well. And I do have some questions about the event. Let's go to Jesse.
Hey, guys. This is Tommy Fury from the Facebook group. And you know what ticks me off? It's you guys. You don't work Friday. You don't work Monday. What are we supposed to listen to? You tell me to treat today like it's Monday. It's Tuesday, guys. Monday's gone. Now, Jesse would like to say something. Hey, guys. It's Jesse. I just want to say, whatever the NBA midseason thing is, it stinks. But you know what's great? You know what I'm looking forward to all year? Sunday golf, baby. It's prime time.
Jesse and Tommy hanging out on one talkback. That was a loaded call from Jesse.
It's not Monday, okay? Monday's gone.
Yeah,
it's Tuesday.
Hey, listen, when we get an opportunity to take a day off, we do. And
if we weren't here on Monday, it didn't happen. Okay?
Well said.
Monday did not happen if we weren't here.
Completely agree. We give you guys an opportunity every once in a while to just, hey, you want to go check out a podcast, or maybe spend time with your kids. You know, you do something outside of the norm of flipping us on as you make your way around town. Somebody said, are you guys giving away any Earth Day birthday tickets this year? Yeah, we did that for about a week and a half. Okay. Thanks for keeping up with everything that we've got going on. Coming up next, Buddy Pittman, NASCAR analyst, is going to join us to break down the thrilling win from Tyler Reddick and the Michael Jordan team. How much has he changed the world of NASCAR? Right now, we're going to step to the side, let the talented folks at Fox Sports Radio get you all caught up with the latest and greatest in sports.
There's never a dull moment in sports. We could talk about NASCAR, college hoops, maybe even a little table tennis.
Sky high to drop.
Find out what's next on Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Reddick to the top side. He's got help. Riley Herbst, his teammate. Reddick drops to the bottom. Alongside Elliott, in the wall goes Herbst, and Tyler Reddick comes to the line. Wow. A shower of sparks behind him.
This is our What's Next segment. What's next is what happened on Sunday at the Daytona 500. Tyler Reddick wins a dramatic, chaotic Daytona 500, securing the first victory for Michael Jordan's 2311 racing team at the Great American Race. Let's bring in our NASCAR insider, the great Buddy Pittman, the legendary Buddy Pittman. Buddy, how are you today?
Mike, I'm doing great. It was an exciting race, a great weekend. The weather held out, so all the way around, just a great weekend.
Buddy, kudos to NASCAR for finally taking our advice and actually looking at the weather for Sunday and saying, you know what, it may rain, so why don't we move the race up an hour and get it in without having to postpone it. So kudos for NASCAR for finally doing something smart when it comes to the weather, buddy.
Oh, exactly right. They could see the rain coming around 6 or 7 o'clock, and they wanted to get it in and get it done on race day. And so, yeah, I agree with you. Kudos to them for stepping up and moving up the start time, because that enabled them to get the entire race in, because the raindrops actually started dropping about 30 minutes after they took the checkered flag. So good call by NASCAR.
Absolutely. I want to talk to you about the move that Tyler Reddick made at the end on Chase Elliott. Buddy, how good of a move was that? And how good of a driver is Tyler Reddick to be able to make that move?
Well, I mean, excellent in both categories there. I mean, what a strategic move for him to make that. And kudos to his teammate, Riley Herbst, who gave him a big push in that last 500 yards to get him to be able to move past Chase Elliott, because running by himself, it would have been hard to make that pass. But thanks to the push that he had from Riley Herbst, he was able to make that pass and get out in front of all the chaos that broke loose behind him. So a great move, great strategic move, and he did it at just the exact right time. And fortunately, like I say, his teammate went with him and gave him the push that he needed. It is an extremely difficult decision to make for these guys, because, like you say, you're 500 yards from the start-finish line, and you're not only looking to what's beside you, you got to look by who's behind you, what lanes are open, what lanes are not open. It's just a massive amount of information that the driver has to process in the split of a second. And obviously, Tyler Reddick shows that he's got the talent and the ability to be able to do that with the great move that he made at the end to get the win.
Buddy, how important is Michael Jordan now to the sport of NASCAR? Obviously, having him in victory lane, that got a lot of exposure on Sunday, and the trial back in December without Michael Jordan. Who knows what happens if they even go to court against NASCAR? And now they've changed the entire revenue sharing in NASCAR. What's Michael Jordan done for NASCAR?
Well, I tell you what, NASCAR could not have asked for a better result from the Daytona 500. Like you say, all the off-season stuff they went through with the lawsuits and all of that kind of stuff, and then they came back and said, well, this is now a new generation for NASCAR. We've got all that behind us. What are we going to make out of this new step moving forward? And for Michael Jordan to be involved in anything that you're doing, I mean, the global icon that he is, not just a sports figure, but to have that guy involved in your sport as an owner of one of the teams, and just the attention that he brings. I mean, the finish in this would have been exciting and would have probably got some publicity, but the fact that Michael Jordan's team won the Daytona 500, you got people who never discussed the Daytona 500 now talking about the Daytona 500. And NASCAR could not have asked for a better scenario to play out. I mean, I know it would have been exciting for Chase Elliott, their most popular driver, to get his first Daytona 500 win. That would have been a big story, but would still have paled in comparison to the fact that Michael Jordan's team won the Daytona 500. Just a huge boost for the sports all the way around.
Buddy Pittman joining us, our NASCAR guru and analyst. I've been curious to know since Sunday, how did you enjoy it as a fan? Your first time as a spectator in a long, long time. How did you enjoy it? Was there anything that you learned as a fan about the event that you were perhaps missing from the press box?
You're in a lot tighter quarters when you're sitting in the stands than you are people all around you, but it was interesting to see the excitement and the loyalty that these fans brought to the racetrack with them, and the excitement. I mean, these guys standing up and holding up their fingers for their favorite driver and pointing to their driver and yelling and screaming when something happens. That's an aspect of the sport that I never really had seen before in person. To be able to be amongst all of that and see the excitement that the fans had for the sport. It was exciting to see, and I think NASCAR has a lot of work to do and a lot of things to do fan-wise, but it was exciting to see that sort of energy in the stands firsthand of what NASCAR fans bring to the track.
What about the chilling moment 25 years removed from Dale Earnhardt Sr.'s crash at Daytona, fans holding up the number 3 during that third lap? That was emotional back at home. I can only imagine being in the stands for that.
No, it was. And sitting there, and like I say, I was with my kids and grandkids and my wife. We were all at the track there together, and they see people sitting there holding up the 3, and they're asking what that's about, and you're able to explain that, and then, that all of a sudden registers with them now because they, weren't aware of that, what the 3 meant of the fans holding it up on lap number 3. So, a very, very exciting, but a very emotional moment, and something that, gives credence once again to the importance of what Dale Earnhardt meant to the sport.
Can you tell us novices here a little bit more about Tyler Reddick, somebody that now has his biggest career win under his belt? Is this somebody that can go on a run here? Do we think that this is your standard Daytona 500 one-off that got a little fortunate at the end, being in the right place at the right time? Do you think that this is somebody that we should follow closely for the remainder of the year?
Well, absolutely. I mean, Tyler Reddick has been a talent that has been up and coming for years. I mean, he had 3 multiple win seasons in a row until last season when they went winless. So, and he was one of those, if you remember back, he was driving for Richard Childress Racing, and then signed that deal not to move over to 2311 the next year, but the year after that. That's how far out in advance that 2311 was trying to lure this guy over. Fortunately, it worked out that he was able to move over earlier. But here's a kid that sat in the stands in the Daytona 500 in 2009 as a spectator, just dreaming of one day being able to race in a race like this, any race at Daytona. And then 5 years later, he was trying to get permission from NASCAR to allow him to drive when he was qualifying for the ARCA race there. And he said just the excitement then of coming out of turn 4 and seeing that big grandstand was just an amazing experience. And so for a kid like that to now experience winning the biggest race in NASCAR, just has to be a full circle moment, and just, the talent of a guy that many people think has many, many, many more wins ahead of him down the road this year and in years to come.
Buddy, I have a strategic question for you. So Bubba Wallace was racing well in the race. I think he led more laps, 40, than anybody else in the race. And then he and some of his Toyota teammates go into pit. So they go into pit when everybody's going to have to pit eventually near the end of the race, but they go into pit, and then he was in the lead, and then boom, he's out of the race. He was never really in contention after that. What happened?
On a track like Daytona, when drafting is such a big factor, and how you need other cars to help you get that speed to build up a draft to be able to move forward. That's why you usually will see a lot of these, like all the Chevy cars will come in together, or a number of them. Same thing with Toyotas, as you mentioned, a number of them come under. But it seemed kind of disjointed this year at that particular point of the race, because you never know who's coming with you and who's not coming with you. Usually you can communicate that and form a bond over the radio so that you know you got a bunch of guys coming. But when Bubba and his teammates came in, they didn't have the full Toyota field coming in. There was only about 3 or 4 cars that came in together. And then when you go back out on the track, you don't have that many cars to blend together to try to build up that speed faster, where drafting is such important. That's why you want as many cars as you can to come in together so that when you go back out, you've got a bigger field to help build that speed up quicker. So a lot of these guys kind of fell into the dark hole, so to speak, of coming in when they didn't really have the full support of everybody else coming in with them. And then when they get back out on the track, they're struggling to try to keep up and get back to where they were. So it's usually a strategy play by the different manufacturers, but for some reason in this race this past weekend at Daytona, it didn't seem like it was as well coordinated and well organized. And as a result, like Bubba, they wound up getting on the backside of being in a position to be competitive. So, yeah, it was kind of disjointed this weekend, and it didn't pay off for a lot of the drivers.
Buddy Pittman, we always love talking NASCAR with you. We appreciate all you do for our show, so we'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Mike, I enjoy it. Y'all have a great day. Thanks.
Breaking down the pit stop there, Kravitz. You got a better understanding now?
Absolutely. I was writing down notes here on my trusty notepad, and I will be breaking this down for you in my terms come the end of the show. But up next, it is cleaning day down in Miami. We'll explain next.